I'm cartoonist Ray Friesen, and I'm going to be reading you a snarky bedtime story I just made up, called The Sassy Sasquatch. Ricardo Bombardo was a North American wood ape, better known as a Sasquatch or Bigfoot. He also had too many opinions. He thought he knew best about everything, and was always telling all of his forest friends in the forest exactly what they were doing wrong and how to be more awesome. Quite frankly, Ricardo's forest friends in the forest were getting pretty tired of all of his opinions. They wished he'd just be nice to them instead of criticizing them all the time and hurting their feelings. They decided that they would pretend Ricardo didn't exist, that every time he said something mean to him, they would just ignore him. When Ricardo told Benjamin Moose that his new matching backpack and t-shirt were dorky, Benjamin Moose just walked on by. When Ricardo laughed at Chippy the Wonder Squirrel for whistling incorrectly, Chippy just whistled even louder. When Ricardo told Frogberta Johnson that her new glasses made her look like her head was exploding, she cried a little bit, but she managed to pretend it was just allergies. Ricardo was relieved to discover that they could see him at all, because he had spent most of the day worrying that he had turned invisible. So he told them to chill, and that also he had changed his name to Ricardo with a Q, Ricardo, because letter Q was the coolest letter, and anybody who didn't have the letter Q in their name was totally lame. The forest friends threw rocks at him, and he took the hint and ran away, never to be seen again, until later on in the story, which is right now. Ricardo left the forest of friendship, wandered through the deserts of despair, and into the mountains of meh, where he stayed for 3 long years. They were a pretty lousy 3 years. The mountain was pointy and uncomfortable. There wasn't anyone to talk to except for the clouds, and they didn't laugh at any of his jokes. Ricardo kept thinking maybe he should go back home and apologize to all of his old friends. Maybe they'd let him stay. But then he worried that they would throw rocks at him again. And so he decided to sneak back into the forest late at night and hide all of the rocks. Whenever you live all by yourself for 3 years, you go a little crazy. So the next day, after hiding all the rocks, Ricardo went into the forest to say hi to everybody. "Hi, everybody," he said. "Who are you?" they asked. He didn't look like his old self, and no one recognized him. My name is Francisco," he lied. "Is Francisco spelled with a C or a Q?" they demanded. C? "Oh, that's too bad. We think names with the letter Q in them are really cool." "You do?" "Yeah. We had a friend who used to spell his name with a Q. He was mean to us sometimes, but he was also funny and interesting, and we kind of miss him." "Well, maybe you shouldn't have been so mean to him and driven him away." "Well, maybe he shouldn't have been so mean to us and made us drive him away." "Well, maybe everyone should just be nice to everyone all the time." "Yeah, that would be great." So Ricardo pretended to be Francisco and lived in the forest of friendship again. He still had opinions, but he learned when to keep them to himself. He also learned to appreciate that sometimes dorky things were cool, and who cared if someone whistled incorrectly or their backpack and t-shirt didn't match. Just be yourself, unless you have to lie and pretend that you're someone else. And that was the day he stopped being the Sassy Sasquatch and became the Classy Sasquatch. The end. Do you want more snarky bedtime stories? Well, then you need a copy of my new book, Fairy Tales I Just Made Up. It's 80 pages full of silliness, and we are using Kickstarter to help fund the printing. So please show your support, pledge a couple dollars, and get your very own copy. Visit my website, rayfriesen.com, for more details, or click the Kickstarter link in this video's description.